ipu nui, hiki ku mauna, hiki kua, nui mauli keia ipu.
Na po'e o ka wā kahiko, the Hawaiian people of ancient times had a fine aesthetic sense and developed a complex artistic tradition which elevated functional art to a level we are only recently beginning to see again. This tradition extended to the ipu, the gourd, used by my ancestors for food, medicine, and containers, crafted into items from water bottles to boxes. The finest were intricately decorated. In 1997, Michael Harburg became enamored of the virtually lost art of ipu Pawehe as practiced from ancient times on the island of Ni'ihau. For the past 10 years, Harburg has dedicated himself to the preservation and promotion of the ancient Hawaiian art form.
Gourds were one of the first cultivated plants by human beings. They're the first domesticated plant. Long before any foodstuff was ever domesticated, gourds were the first things raised by human beings. And the reason they raised gourds was they could grow canteens. And canteens dramatically changed the history of the world. The world would be a different place without the ability to carry water. Gourds quickly spread around the world. That is, they went to South America about 14,000 years ago. It seems the Hawaiians went to South America perhaps 400 years ago, rather Polynesians. Talking to Herb Kani, the local historian, he maintains that the Polynesians went south of Tahiti following the currents to South America and up the coast through Central America. And there they picked up sweet potatoes and gourds. And then as navigators will do, they followed the winds back to Hawaii. And it is believed that Hawaii is the first place they landed with the gourds. There are gourds throughout Polynesia, all the way to New Zealand. But Hawaiians had the most uses and the most shapes and the most kinds of both sweet potatoes and gourds. So it's believed that they first came to Hawaii with the gourds. Gourds became essential to the culture of Hawaii, especially like here on the Kona side of the island. Oftentimes on this side of the island it won't rain for 3 months. And there's no rivers, no creeks, no streams, no surface water at all. And Captain Cook said 80,000 people lived here. Where did they get the water? Well, it turns out they had gourds, and with these gourds what they would do is put them in the back of caves where the water would drip. And they had a whole network of lava tubes where they collected water. And that's how they survived dry times on this side of the island. But they're absolutely essential to the Hawaiians. They had very, very large gourds they carried all the goods out of the fields with. Different shapes for different functions. Some are raised for gourd drums, which are called the ipu heke and the ipu oles. Some are raised as water bottles. Some water bottles for field work, other ones for long time storage or going to the water hole and coming back. The number and uses of gourds was quite complex in Hawaii. And plus there's a whole bunch of mythology involved with the gourd because it was so essential to their life.
The labor-intensive and intricate technique virtually died out during the 1800s when the more durable pākini, or tin pan, or pail, replaced the ipu as a household item of daily use.
What I do are these gourds. These gourds I decorate in a method that they used in old Hawaii on the island of Ni'ihau in olden times. They have museum specimens and they have legends about them, but nobody really knew how they dyed them on Ni'ihau. The knowledge of how they did it passed on with the practitioners. Around 17 years ago, there was a man named Dr. Bruce Chrisman, Kaimiloa Chrisman, and he learned by trial and error, by investigating the historians, by looking through the archives. He reconstructed the method that they use on Ni'ihau. And he started to do cultural demonstrations and teach others. To do this art, what you need is a green gourd, and you have to harvest it right. And what you do is you take a green gourd and you scrape off skin and you leave skin behind with a pocket knife. And then at some point you add dye to the gourd and you let it sit for about 3 weeks. And after about 3 weeks, you empty out the dye, scrape off the remaining skin, and underneath that skin is where the gourd is dyed. And that's the essence of what I do as an artist. Part of my mission here is to bring this back to life, that is to bring it from the past. It was a lost Hawaiian art form. And by teaching and by creating them, I've managed to create a minor art movement in West Hawaii of bringing this art back to life.
Today, Harburg teaches the Ipu Pawehe technique and sells his gourds at the Hale Gallery in the artist community of Holualoa on the island of Hawaii. Harburg says, "The knowledge of this art is a gift from old Hawaii. I believe I have an obligation to pass this tradition on to others."